So there is one boy who we have selected for you, and his name is Popatlal from Tarak Mehta. Even he's searching for someone to get married, so you can contact him.
Welcome to SYWK Podcast. If you're new here, my name is Desmond and my podcast name is Something You Wanna Know. So my podcast has only one rule, and that is no topic is off limits. And that's why for today's episode I have a special guest. Someone who is beautiful, caring, and someone who we all are proud of. She is my loving sister Rosy Bonita Fernandes. Well, for this episode, my sister Rosy will be sharing her views on life after divorce, and she has also recently started a blog called Being Beautiful. So stay tuned to know more about it. So without wasting any time, let's get started. And yeah. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So before we start, if you can give us an introduction about yourself, and you have recently started a blog, so you can talk something about your blog as well.
Yeah, sure. My name is also Bonita. So I'm sure my parents did think a lot before keeping this name for me, because Bonita also means beautiful in Portuguese. And before I say anything about my blog, I would like to ask you one question. What comes to your mind when you hear the word beautiful, or what do you think of what would you think of being beautiful?
Beautiful is something, if a person is beautiful from inside, that is the meaning of beautiful.
That's right. Well, my blog is all about being beautiful from within. Most of us focus on the outer beauty. Most of us focus on how we are looking, whether we have lost weight, or whether we are wearing the right outfit. But we don't really take care of what our thoughts are. We don't really take care of how we are feeling from within. So my blog is all about being beautiful from within, and being beautiful also means being yourself. You just need to be yourself to feel beautiful and to be beautiful. Little more about my blog. Actually, how I started this is I have been seeing a therapist from quite some time now. Her name is Dr. Tanuja. I believe she was one of your guests in your podcast channel as well.
Yes, correct.
And in fact, she was the one who pushed me to do something like this, because I have been taking her therapy lessons, and for me, writing is like a therapy. So I get a lot of mental peace, a lot of satisfaction when I write, and yes, so for me, writing is like my therapy. So my aim with this blog is to build a community for people who are suffering from mental health, getting mental health awareness towards my loved ones, towards the people who I know are suffering, towards a lot of people. In fact, we always take care of our physical health, and we ignore 80 to 90%
Correct,
of the
yeah.
times our mental health. I think it's very important that we should not ignore any mental health issues, and we need to recognize and accept that we have an issue, and that is that is the first step towards your being beautiful and being yourself and accepting yourself.
Oh my god, that was a long introduction, but that was nice and beautiful. So, if someone wants to read your blog, where can they find it?
Well, I'm available on Instagram, and my Instagram name is being_beautiful111. And yes, I have a blog as well, which is beingbonita.com.
Don't worry, I will leave the link in my description. So, whoever wants to read more about my sister's blog, which is Being Beautiful, you can, click the link below and enjoy. Since at least in India, the word divorce is still a taboo. So, if you can tell me something about this and share your experience.
Yes, divorce is still a taboo in India, and I think in many parts of the world. That is because people look at divorce as an infection. Divorce is not a disease. You don't need to wear a mask when you're a divorcee or if you're going through any mental health. Right now, you need to wear a mask only to get yourself protected from COVID. That's all. And it is also a taboo because people fear divorce. They think that if I'm going to be a divorcee, how are the society going to look at me, or how is my family going to take? So mainly in India, we have a lot of society pressure.
Correct,
due to
yeah.
which people live their life in a certain way, and also obviously due to family obligations. And some families are not supportive, and you can read a lot of news about what happens due to society pressure.
Yeah.
And in fact, my experience on this I've got mixed reactions from a lot of people. Some people congratulate me when I'm divorced. Some people say like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But then I reply back saying that no, but I am not. In fact, one of my I would obviously not like to name that person, but somebody very close to me and who I was looking up to said that, oh, so you're going to get divorced. What are you going to do after getting divorced? Are you going to get any boys? Is it possible? I don't think society is going to accept. So I was like, what the hell? I mean, how could somebody even say something like that? So people are, I had to deal with something like that.
See, what I can say is that at least in today's generation, the younger people still understand, but the problem is the older people, your parents or the uncle, the aunties. So basically, we need to spread a message to them that it's okay to get divorced, because if you're not happy in the marriage or in the relationship, you just need to move out. It's why do you need to live your rest of your life with the person you are not happy? So yeah, that was really a lovely explanation and a message to our listeners as well, that if you're feeling trapped or if you're not happy in the relationship or in the marriage, please, I'm not telling everyone should get divorced, but I'm just giving a suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, I also wanted to make this a point when we started. We both are not here to promote divorce. We are not promoting divorce, but it is always better to be single and happy rather than being in a miserable state and being unhappy.
There is a saying as well, no, it's better to have your daughter sitting at home than being dead. So
True.
yeah,
And this doesn't only apply to females, but I think it's also to the men who are going through some kind of pressure.
correct. Yeah, we go through a lot of pressure. My wife is just sitting behind. So let's go towards the next question. It is, should I stay or should I go? So I'll explain this. When did you realize that you need to move out of your marriage? Is there any signs or like dastak which you come to know?
I guess you watch a lot of Crime Patrol.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to say this, that there's no specific pattern or a formula which I can give you or which anybody can follow. If at all, there was one, then people would have found it by probably now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I understand that the load is too much and you can't really take, what the other person is giving you. You can't really bear the problems or the issues. So it is better to move out. And it's not like you wake up one day and which is like just out of the blue, and you say like, I want a divorce today. It doesn't work like that. It ends mentally way before than it ends physically. So it will probably end, it will start with losing intimacy initially. You will start zoning out and not sharing your feelings. Then firstly, we ignore a lot of red flags in our relationships, and that is at the beginning of our relationship, not only in marriage, but it is just when we even start dating. So at that time, if we do not ignore any red flags, I think that you will not reach a stage or reach place where you would have to apply for a divorce or even get separated. So that is where you need to correct the foundation, and if your foundation is strong, then obviously your building is stronger. So that is my advice to people. And yes, about me, we all have our breaking points, and I did have mine too. In fact, when I realized that I need to move out of my marriage, I was married for 7 years, and is because when I started looking for happiness outside, I was not happy from within. I was not happy from being the person I was. I couldn't connect to myself. I myself felt lost, and obviously that is when you start looking for happiness from the materialistic things or from the world which is outside your marriage, which is not a good thing. And that's when I realized, okay, now there is a problem. So I think that was my sign, or like you said, dastak.
Yeah, basically, yeah, everyone will have different signs, but yeah, it makes sense. Can you give us a few tips on how to start fresh after divorce?
Yes, why not? I think the most important tip I can give everyone, to your listeners, is that you need to forgive, because you need to forgive your partner. You need to forgive, and most importantly, you need to forgive yourself. And once you do that, the rest just follows and it falls in place. And yes, of course, you need to find a passion which can keep you mentally happy. And like I also said before, work out, burn your stress, go for yoga, do Zumba, join the gym, go for your morning walks, listen to music. You can just play music and start dancing. I think that is what even I do. Even in fact, sometimes I even do it now.
And another tip from my side is you can listen to my podcast as well.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. So if you can tell us, what is your take on marriage now?
Well, I still believe in the institution of marriage. I still believe that marriage is something which is very sacred, and even though you're divorced, you should be open to marriage.
Finish?
Yeah. What I was going to say anything.
So there is one boy who we have selected for you, and his name is Popatlal from Tarak Mehta. Even he's searching for someone to get married, so you can contact him.
That's fine.
So before we go, what advice will you give someone who's in a bad marriage or who's going through a divorce?
Firstly, let me correct you, Desmond. There are no bad or good marriages. There are failed and successful marriages. Okay. And by no means, like I already said before, I am not here to promote divorce. So I hope you all get me correctly. But yes, of course, if you made up your mind and you have, this is it moment, like, no, now this is it, I don't want anything further. Then obviously, you can always give it a last shot. Don't have any regrets, because you have to try more than what you can usually try, because divorce is never an option. Let me tell you that, because the grass is never green on the other side, or it's not always green on the other side.
It's dry on the other side. Yeah, wait. So thank you so much, Rosy Fernandes.
How do you say Rosy, man?
What to say then?
Say Bonita.
Okay.
Don't know my name.
So thank you so much, Bonita, for coming on my show and talking about divorce and making me understand and my listeners understand. So thank you so much, and it's been an honor, and hope we do another podcast about marriage once you get married.
Thank you so much for inviting me over. And before we conclude, I really wanted to say this, that I have, obviously, since I'm your elder sister, I have seen you since you're a baby, and seeing you grow like this and running your own podcast channel makes us only proud. So congratulations on your podcast channel, and all the very best for your near future. I just hope you don't forget us when you become really famous. Shamu and me especially.
Well, thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to share or talk about anything, please feel free to contact me. My details are there in the description. So thank you once again, and see you guys next week.